Welcome to Cinemondo Shots. We're going to try something different today. We're going to put ourselves on camera, and we're going to try a trick here. We have a hat that we put names of movies and TV shows, things we like, things we don't like, and we're going to draw them at random, and we're going to give ourselves 10 minutes to discuss what we drew out of the hat. Mark, the hat, please.
Oh, wait. And one other little wrinkle is that at the end of the 10 minutes, whoever's talking has to take a shot. Cinemondo Shots.
Yummy.
Oh, and to introduce ourselves, Kathy, Mark.
Hi.
Burke. Mark.
Faces with the voice.
Okay, Mark, the hat, please.
The hat,
Here
please.
it is, coming over.
All right.
Dig deep.
We got a talking hat.
Not that one.
A what?
Mark's trying to mess this up.
You picked the absolute one I didn't want you to pick.
Should we do it again?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, here. Okay.
Let's do another one. That was a goof.
You have to
That's
explain that now.
It's. I'll tell you about it if we have time left over. But okay.
Frankenstein, a true story.
Oh, that's a good one. So we're going to do 10 minutes and starting now.
So this is the Frankenstein true story starring Michael Sarrazin.
Yes. And David McCallum.
And David McCallum.
It was a TV movie, right? Wasn't it sort of a...
1973. It was I think for NBC.
Yeah.
I remember when it actually came out and was first aired.
I remember it too. Everybody was talking about it at school. It was a big thing, and it was creepy. It was scary. It was like a Hammer film. I always remember thinking it was kind of like a Hammer.
I remember it being really scary when it came out. And then when I rewatched it recently, that is a gorgeous, amazing film.
It's
it holds
really
up.
good.
It's really good.
But was it a miniseries? It wasn't.
I think it was multiple episodes.
2 or 3 episodes.
But it's been edited into a single film.
Okay.
And interestingly, recently there's a really cool monster movie genre magazine called Little Shop of Horrors that did a whole episode. I mean, a whole edition of their issue of their magazine about this movie, and it had a beautiful front cover, fold-out cover by an old friend of mine named Mark Maddox, who painted the cover, and
nice.
it's really cool. And the whole issue of that magazine is about this movie. There's so much to talk about with the production of that film.
Because it's a Frankenstein story, so we all know
Origin story.
We all know Frankenstein.
Yep.
We've all seen one type of movie or another. It's been around for like 80, 90 years.
And different takes on the idea.
Yeah. So what makes this one?
Well, we have a super hot Frankenstein monster.
Okay.
Which in Mary Shelley's book, I think Frankenstein was not a monster-looking monster. He wasn't he a normal-looking man in the book?
He was just big, right? Bigger.
Yeah, he was big.
Michael Sarrazin plays the monster. McKellen plays Dr. Frankenstein.
Right, David McCallum.
And there is a definite homoerotic overtone to this movie.
Yeah.
Which I really liked because it made his obsession with the monster almost make more sense.
Did you know? I mean, I saw it way back, and I don't remember that. But of course, back in 1970, mid 70s, not really thinking of that.
No.
But does
Or
David
are you?
McCallum play Dr. Frankenstein? I think
Doesn't
somebody
he?
else plays
Oh
Dr.
wait, no,
Frankenstein.
he's not. He oh god, who plays?
He
the
plays the
actual
guy
doctor?
that sort of helps.
He's
Doctor,
the younger guy. He's blonde. Oh, no, I don't
or
remember.
dark hair, right?
Blonde.
Oh, can I look?
Yeah, look it up.
Let me
really
look
quick.
it up. Okay. This is this nice little behind the scenes.
And also
edition.
another
7 minutes, Mark.
Another good casting choice. Jane Seymour
That's right.
is beautiful and amazing in this. And there's an incredible scene where Frankenstein monster actually pulls her head off, which is so shocking for TV. I remember that just blowing my
Yes.
mind. Amazing.
Oh, this was for television back when this came out. Pretty heavy, pretty hardcore. I mean, there were severed limbs and blood, and the sets were really cool, and the scenes where they bring the monster to life the set design is really interesting. There's these tanks with bubbles and
Yeah. Leonard Whiting played Victor Frankenstein.
Frankenstein,
Whiting,
right?
okay.
He was really good in it too. He was.
You've seen him and stuff. He's very familiar. Yeah, really good.
Great
But
cast.
it's
James
really-
Mason was in it.
That's right.
Sir Ralph Richardson, Agnes Moorehead.
There's
Yeah.
beautiful
John Gielgud.
wardrobe.
I mean,
Oh, wow.
my God, what a
Yeah.
cast.
So it's definitely worth seeing. It's not just some old cheesy TV movie. It's actually, movie quality, gorgeous production.
Well, as with those TV movies are kind of interesting because back then, there was movies in the theater, and then you had the made for TV, and some of them were really good. And some directors got their starts. Obviously Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Doing these made for TV movies. I go back to those a lot, and they're really like high quality. Some of them, some of them are.
Some are not so good, but some are really and interestingly, there were a lot of really good horror films that were made for television. I think that was one of the genres that you saw. Well, maybe it's just the one I was paying attention to, but there's all those like Kim Darby movies and things like People Under the Stairs and
there was like an ABC like Saturday night movie or mystery movie, and had that's where Kolchak, the Night Stalker, started as it was like a couple of pilots, and that became a great TV show for 1 year.
And this is from around that time, and those production values, and like you said, a really great cast.
Yeah, incredible cast. And I even, they have some beautiful set pieces where they're in the Arctic, and he's trying to get rid of the monster, so he wants to leave him like on an iceberg somewhere, just because they can't kill him, basically. Yeah. And then when Dr. Frankenstein decides he's going to stay with the monster, you see this as sort of this accepting of who he really is, which is gay. They literally look like they're holding hands and walking off into the sunset. Wow. It's basically how that movie ends, which is something I never caught on to the first time I watched it.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. A lot of my gay friends love that movie, and I've always thought, why is it sort of a movie that a lot of my gay friends like? And then I watched it again recently. I was like, okay, I get it. There's definitely a subtext in there, and it's really beautifully made. The story is beautifully told, and it's creepy, it's scary.
Well, I like that the women in the movie don't understand his obsession with this other man. Like, that was part of it too. It's funny when you start reading into the subtext. It's an interesting new slant on this old movie, because I don't think this was an accident.
No.
Actually, the writer is, I believe, gay.
That makes sense.
So there was definitely, a vibe to it.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
And Michael Sarrazin is an interesting actor. Like he was, was so in the 70s. He was a big star. You know, he was in lots of movies. I mean, it's just,
what was his biggest movie?
Oh my gosh,
been in a ton, and I'm like trying to remember what
wasn't he in The Sentinel?
Was he in The Sentinel? That's another movie we should do a deep dive on.
Yeah, that was 1970s. For some reason, I thought maybe I'm wrong on that one. There was also, he was a reincarnation of Peter Proud. Do you remember
That's
that?
The one I remember. I was obsessed with that movie when
that was always on, like, ABC, Sunday night movie. And it was always like a cool title, like, what's this about, But he was an actor that, I'm blanking on some of the other movies, but he was in a couple of, big Hollywood films. And his career just sort of went away. In the early 80s.
He showed up in some stuff as an older guy, maybe mostly like TV stuff. I think I saw something not super recently, but maybe something like Dynasty or something like where
and here's
we're all looking at the phone.
Where we look at our phones. This is
I was going to look up his filmography.
This is the part where, I don't get service.
But it's proof that we actually pulled a name out of a hat.
He did, sadly, he passed away in 2011. I didn't realize that. Yeah. But yeah, he did. They Shoot Horses, Don't They?
Right.
That's another big one. That's the one I was thinking of. That's his biggest movie. These are great movies.
The Sweet Ride. Did you ever see? That's one I love. That should have been in there. It's a movie from 1968 with Anthony Franciosa, Michael Sarrazin, and Bob Denver, and Jacqueline Bisset. Her first movie.
Bob Denver. Oh.
Bob Denver, non-Gilligan Bob Denver. He plays like a beatnik, and it's
no kidding.
I'm shocked by this.
It's set in Malibu, and it's just about hanging out and kind of like guys in Malibu just hanging out, and it's got I think Moby Grape, some concert stuff.
So this was pre-Gilligan.
No, post
Gilligan.
Yeah.
Wow, because he played a beatnik in the Dobie Gillis show too.
Yes,
Maynard Krebs, or
he plays like a guy who plays a piano in kind of a bar. He's kind of a musician,
little goatee, probably.
It was a movie I always liked because it was like, this was Malibu,
right?
What Malibu was like in 1960s, cool cars. Anthony Franciosa and his turtleneck being totally cool. So anyway,
the cool days of
what's
Hollywood.
The name of that one?
The Sweet Ride. And Dusty Springfield does the song. It's a really great song, written by Lee Hazelwood.
Wow.
I think he has a bit part in it too. So it's kind of an interesting little curio.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's a good movie, but it's an interesting,
But yeah, slice of time.
Yeah,
is
definitely.
Interesting.
The sweet ride.
Okay. Well, so I would like to do more about this movie, though. I mean, we should
Yeah.
all watch it more currently and know our stuff. But
I
We could
haven't
do a
seen it.
longer
It's such a good-
podcast episode about just
Yeah.
that film. I think there's plenty
That
to talk
genre.
and give us time to do some research and get our facts right. And
But this is what the Cinemondo Shot's about. It's
that's
like
right. We're trying to
reconnecting with movies.
reconnecting and then trying to stump each other. Like, what?
trying to put ourselves on the spot in a
It
way.
worked.
But yeah, I mean, it's all stuff that we know. I mean, we're not going to put things in the hat that that you haven't seen.
I did.
I bet Burke did. I bet Burke has stuff I don't know. I think he's probably pretty obscure.
Well, the talking cat one is.
I would like you to explain the talking cat.
Okay. Should I?
Yes.
Okay. It's there's something weird. My daughter was watching it. It was made about 5 years ago. It was directed by David Dakota, and starring Johnny Whitaker. And it's
Jodie from
Family Affair.
Family Affair.
And it's a child actor, and it's just, and the voice of the cat is an actual talking cat. People can't believe it. The voice of the cat is Eric Roberts.
Oh,
It's just so randomly.
That is
weird.
wrong. That is just wrong.
And it's so. I mean, I hate it's so terrible that you just you're just blown away by it.
well, Eric Roberts has kind of a Garfield type voice, doesn't he?
Kind of a grizzled, grumpy.
Garfield.
I guess it's just.
He's got that voice,
But
he's
like those movies, like in the Disney movies of the '60s, with Dean Jones when it was whatever, those kind of those movies,
Yeah.
they sort of worked because they were sort of cheesy Disney, but there was a little money behind them, so you kind of just bought into it. Plus, you watch it when you're 7.
That helps to be 7 when you watch some of these films.
Does the cat ever say, "He took my thumb"? He took my thumb.
Oh,
Oh, Wilhelm is screaming.
Bert.
10 minutes. Oh, that's me?
I like how it keeps screaming.
All right.
Thanks for
Thanks
watching.
for joining us. Cinemondo Shots. And I'm going to turn off the Wilhelm scream. And we're going to say
So
pleasant dreams.
till our next shot.
Cinemondo Shots signing off.
Night, Darwin. There's Darwin. That was hilarious.